Hi guys, what's up? It's Kayla, and today I'm going to be talking about marking and claiming. Um, so a lot of people in my pack don't understand that. Okay, well, first let me start from the beginning. Marking is only to be used by the alphas, and I say this for multiple reasons. One, the alpha has control, if anything. So if you mark somebody, that because like I said, it's the alpha's pack. So it's like if a pup goes and marks somebody who's not even who marks somebody that the alpha does not want in the pack, they're gonna get into some serious trouble because it's like now they have to be opened into that side of your life, and they may not want that person there. So if it's different for different things. You mark on an inanimate object, it means like, this is mine, don't touch it, don't go near it, it's mine. Mark on a human, that's a different story altogether. Now see, if you mark on a human, that becomes your human. So basically, that's your human now, and you don't want other wolves going near them, you don't want no humans messing with them. So basically, if anybody's messing with them, you're gonna fight for them. You will literally go into a fight with somebody for messing with them, if anything. Or you will literally go tell that person to stop, or you will do whatever it takes to make sure that person is safe and happy and healthy, and making sure that this person is okay. That's why I say it should only be used by alpha, because I'm not just saying it because, oh, it's exclusive to only alphas, because alphas understand the responsibility that comes with it. A pup, on the other hand, may not. A pup may look and think, like when you lose a game, when you do Jinx, I don't know if anybody else does this, probably because they don't, but Jinx is a game where if you Jinx somebody, they either have to do what you say for an entire day, or they can't talk. So basically, they think of it as that, and I'm like, it's not that. Like, this person, because I'm gonna steal something from a movie here, and I'm not going into the whole movie scene where I'm gonna just start stealing stuff from movies. But it's basically like to dumb it down for my pack a little, because I know my pack members watch this, and I know that they don't understand. If you've ever seen the movie Twilight, they say in the movie imprinting, which is the same thing as marking, but we call it marking because that's what it's really called. They made up a word called imprinting. So if you imprint on somebody, basically that's the same thing. So yeah. But it's not like a little game where it becomes like, oh, haha, you gotta do what I say the rest of the day. No, it's not like that. Like, you literally have to look out for that person. You gotta make sure they're okay all the time, which is like, it's a really big responsibility. And if it's another wolf from maybe a rival pack and you don't know, then it's gonna cause some serious trouble. And I've seen it before, and it could result in you possibly getting kicked out of the pack for doing it, because I know I explain all the rules of the pack. When anybody joins the pack, I always explain the rules of the pack, because I know they don't, because just in case they don't see my videos or anything, I explain the rules in advance, and I'm like, here, these are the rules. If you break any of these rules, it will result in different consequences. Some may be you're kicked out of a pack meeting for like 1 to 2 days. Some could be you're kicked out of the pack meeting, period, and you are no longer a part of this pack. And that means you can't show up to pack meetings. It means gather all your things and leave. And if this so happens to be on the day that I could not tell you, and this is a pack meeting day, and you show up to the pack meeting, I'm gonna be like, hey, you need to get all your stuff, and I'm not gonna embarrass them in front of the rest of the pack. I'm gonna draw them aside and be like, all right, you guys work on whatever we're working on right now, like whether I'm sending hunters out to go hunt, or whether we're gonna do something. I'll be like, hey, you guys wait over here, I'm gonna go talk to this person, and then I'll slowly be like, hey, you know what, you need to go get all your stuff. You're kicked out of the pack. I don't want you back here. If we see you back here, it's gonna cause some big trouble, so you need to go. And that's what I'll explain to them. If they still, and if they are playing, and if they think that I'm playing, like, I will literally call over, like, the betas and be like, get their stuff, and you take her, and you get her out. Go. Take her out of, lead her out here, and take her back. So basically that's what will happen for different things. Like, because marking on a different pack member from, like, a rivaling pack is not good. Because, like, it's just gonna start, like, serious drama for everybody else in the pack. Because, one, you already know this person's gonna share everything they know about what happens in our pack. And two, the alpha knows the type of responsibility it has. So that's why I say marking and stuff is only used by alphas, is because we know the actual, we know the consequences of it, we know the deal for it, we know all this. So it's not like we're saying it to be mean and like, you can't imprint on this person. I'm sorry I'm using imprint so much, but I just feel like I need to say it more because they'll understand it. But you can't mark on this person because, one, the person may already be marked on, which is going to cause a feud between you and the person who marked on them originally. So that's just going to cause drama, and you two are probably going to wind up getting into a fight. That's why the alphas have a certain thing where we could tell, and we already know who we want to mark on. It's not like we're going to just mark on every... Now, I feel in my pack, since my pack aren't Therians, and they're not Team Wolves, and they're not otherkins, and they're sort of just, like, there so they know more about my life, and because I haven't had a chance, and there are no real Therians or otherkins or Team Wolves around my community. So, I gotta try to do this from scratch, and I just gotta try to do my thing. But basically, they'll think it's funny, and so they'll take the marking and they'll mark on maybe their crush. So now they could say, oh, well, me and them are dating, and I'll be like, you realize they got a girlfriend? And one, just because you imprint on somebody doesn't mean you date them. It means that you're going to protect them. It means you're going to treat them just as if your sister were to get into a fight with somebody, you would go and protect your sister. If your brother had gotten into a fight with somebody, you're going to go defend your brother. Same exact thing. It's like a family-oriented thing. Like, you're basically, when you do that, you're basically sort of accepting them into your pack. So, like, I make sure that whoever I go and mark on, it means that I truly want to care for them, and I truly care about them, and I want to care for them. And that's why I haven't marked on anybody yet, because I don't really want to have that sort of thing on me, because I know that the responsibility of it is just not fit for me right now, so I cannot do that. But maybe in the future I will have a human, and maybe I will actually mark on them. But I just am always like super iffy about that, because things happen. But I understand, like, you accidentally bump into somebody and go like this, or you accidentally just, like, maybe, like, because my friends do this all the time to me, like, they'll lay their head on my shoulder or something, or they'll, like, literally, like, lay across my lap, and they'll just sit in my lap, and that's happened sometimes, and sometimes my friends will literally just sit on my lap like a baby, and I'll, like, just hold them and stuff, because that's just, like, how sometimes they act. So yeah, so if that ever happens, don't worry about, oh my god, my alpha's gonna find out that I imprinted on somebody and they're gonna kill me, oh my god, I'm gonna get kicked out of the pack, I'm not allowed to do this. Don't worry, like, trust me, don't worry about it. It only counts if you do it on purpose. Now, see, you accidentally bump into somebody in the hallway, that don't mean you imprinted on them, fool. It mean you bumped into them. Now, if you purposely go like this to somebody and you're trying to get your marking on somebody, and you're trying to put, basically what you're doing is you're putting your smell and your scent onto this person. That's basically what you do. Same thing with dogs. Like, you know how they go to the bathroom on something and they mark it as their territory? That's theirs. Alright, that's how dogs do it. We, however, we rub up against people to get our scent onto them to show that they're ours now. This is mine. Like, that chair over there, if you rub yourself all over that chair automatically becomes yours. Like, if the alpha has a special place to sit in meetings, like, I don't have a special place to sit, like, nobody does. It's more or less like, you know what, grab a seat, sit down. That's what happens. That's what happens. So yeah, like, but if you have a special seat that the alpha sits in, no one else is allowed to sit in that seat. Because I've seen it happen before where somebody is sitting in the alpha seat, and it hasn't been me, because I know the difference between a regular seat and an alpha seat, because a regular seat has nothing special on it. It has nothing, it has no markings, nothing cool on, well, actually, you know what, that's a lie. They can have markings, but that means all the chairs have to have the same markings on them. But if this chair happens to be a little taller than the other chairs, a little more fancier, like has a lot of markings, and you know, it even says like alpha on it, has paw prints, and it has like a bunch of stuff on it, and it has maybe like some jade, which is good luck. If it has that stuff on it, it's most likely the alpha seat. So, word of advice, if you ever go to another pack meeting that's out of the normal, or you join a new pack, bleh. If you ever join a new pack and you see a seat like this, do not sit in it. Unless you are the alpha, then you could sit in it. But if you know it's for a ritual, or you know the alpha is most likely going to sit there, it's going to look like that. So, word of advice, you should ask before you sit some places, because that's just resulted in some bad things happening. Like, I've seen some pack members get extremely mad before because somebody sat in the alpha seat. And it's like, hey, you know, that's our alpha seat. And, like, because, you know, sometimes, like, you may just be sitting in on that pack meeting that day, you know, and maybe you don't normally go to their pack meetings, and every once in a while you will, so you don't know the exact seating position where everybody has to sit. So, you know, if you make that mistake, quickly get up, walk over to like a beta or something and be like, whose seat is that? And they'll tell you, oh, that's for a ritual, don't sit there, or hey, that's the alpha seat, you can never sit in that seat. And then that will be what will happen. And then you go and take a normal seat. And you know, I've noticed that either the seats will be made out of tree logs, or they will be actual like wood chairs. Now I prefer in my pack meetings to have log seats, because I don't know, like, one, you never have to take the chairs back. That's just my thing. Like, you never have to take the chairs back unless it's a secluded area where you know nobody goes. But even then, like, strong winds can literally, like, just destroy those chairs. Now, see, a log, it's not going to destroy a log chair because, like, it's literally wood. It's, like, a literal tree that fell over, and you just cut it, made it nice and soft, and that's all you did. You peeled the bark off, you made it soft, you, like, sanded it or whatever, like, whatever you want to do to it. And maybe you put some little markings on it to show, like, hey, this is something for us. You can't just be sitting here. Especially, I've seen some humans come and sit in the pack's local position where they always meet. And they'll come to their territory, but they don't understand what a Therian or other kin or Teen Wolf is. So they'll come to their territory, and they'll sit in those seats. And then the pack comes, and it's really awkward because they're all staring at them like, this is our pack. This is our pack's territory. You need to leave. And they're gonna be like, is that a gang or something? Like, what is that? And it's just like, you don't want to explain it because you know these people are probably gonna come back, and they're probably gonna look, and they're probably gonna wait until they don't see us, and then they're gonna sit there again. So that's why I find it's better to have. I'm trying to find out where to mark, like, hey, this is our territory, don't come here. Anyway, this video